Now, as far as you and your brother, I mean, I think a lot of people just assume you guys are related, but how exactly did you guys meet? Because you guys are actually long lost half brothers. Is that right?
Yeah, we're long lost half brothers. Basically, Michael got really popular in the late '80s when boxing got really huge with Tyson, and he was bringing boxing to the forefront, announcing all the fights, and he came on the screen, with his James Bond looks, great looking guy, and the tuxedo and the class factor he added, and then they flashed his name on the screen, and said Michael Buffer, and I owned telemarketing companies in my 20s, and I saw every phone book and never saw my name in a phone book. That's what really struck me as, whoa, what's going on here? Long story cut short, about a year and a half later, my dad called him when he was announcing an event near us in California, in LA, Los Angeles, and Michael called him. They got together for lunch and turned out to be my dad's long lost half brother, who I never knew existed because my dad never told me he was married during World War II and had a son who he last saw when he was 2.5. And Michael was raised under the name of Huber. He was never formally adopted. When he went in the Vietnam War, during Vietnam War time in the Army, they saw his birth certificate and they go, "You're not Huber, you're Buffer." Had that not happened, then we probably would not be having this conversation.
And
Because
yeah,
it's not that Michael got me in the UFC, but I started managing his career. And I trademarked the phrase and helped make his career into what it is today. With him, we're partners. It was a 50-50 effort. And thank God, we had a great time. We've done a great job with it. I love my brother. He's a great guy. And, I just got him in UFC, and then I got myself in UFC after. But that's another story. That took a long time.
that is interesting that you kind of started. I guess you were kind of like his manager, I guess.
I am his manager. I have been for
Still
almost
are.
30 years. He needed to. Michael self-admittedly is not the businessman in the family. I'm the businessman. So, and I've proven it with numerous endeavors. But I know how to build brands, which I proved by building his Let's Get Ready to Rumble brand. I saw the UFC brand as to be one of the greatest fighting events in the world eventually, and I stuck with it, and that proved to be true. I did things in poker when I knew poker was going to take off online. I recognize brands, and then of course I'm applying the same principles to my brand as time. And I've had, slot machines online released last year. I've got my own bourbon coming out this year. I've got my own line of toiletries and cologne and all. It's just, it's business. It's what people do when they have brands, or what they don't do because they don't do it properly.
That's right. That's right. I believe that.